Hello everyone and welcome to another Timeless video. So today we're going to be taking a look at Flare to Sneak in Timeless format. The reason why the deck is called Flare to Sneak is because we are trying to use this card called Flare of Cultivation from Modern Horizon 3 into casting the sneak attack on turn 2. How cool is that? If you drop an Arboreal Grazer or Kami of Bamboo Groves on turn 1 into Flare of Cultivation, now you have exactly 4 mana the following turn, and you can drop a sneak attack on turn 2, which is quite absurd. Otherwise, you do have the option to go the One Ring on turn 2 as well, so you can proceed to drawing into some sneak attack creatures or sneak attack itself. But if you don't have the Flare of Cultivation, you could ramp into using Arboreal Grazer or Kami of Bamboo Groves into one of these cards here. We have Blood Moon and 6 in the deck. So there's quite a bit of decks that have absurdly greedy mana base at the moment. So we're main decking 2 Blood Moons since we are playing Flare of Cultivation. We're going to be playing a lot of basics in the deck. So even in game 1, Blood Moon could get them if opponent's playing like some greedy pile. But we also have 2 more copies of Blood Moon in the sideboard to bring in against those kind of matchups. If the meta at the moment wasn't so greedy, we wouldn't even play 2 copies of Blood Moon in the main deck, but we would actually be playing 2 copies of Minx Gamboo, which I actually have it in the sideboard as well. So just kind of imagine Minx Gamboo coming down on turn 2. That is absolutely crazy. And one last thing, we are playing 4 copies of Shifting Woodland. This is a new land from Modern Horizon 3. This is going to be absolutely the nuts in this deck because you can even copy into a sneak attack if the sneak attack is in the graveyard, and then you can sneak attack and proceed to winning the game. So having said that, I'm going to be hopping over to some Timeless Special 3 to show you guys how the deck does. So let's hop on over. Kind of promising, honestly. I already have a Shifting Woodland. I was thinking maybe I should have some Aatroxa mana so we can like hardcast it. Because I feel like Flare of Cultivation makes it so easy to do that. No way. Main deck Stern Scolding. So this is it? I'm guessing. Because otherwise you would never main deck a Stern Scolding. I think you only main deck Stern Scolding if your deck is so afraid of getting caught by a Orcish Bowmaster, so this probably has to be is it. I wish we can kind of like discard as well. I wish the deck had some way of like actually like discarding. I think I might actually add some ways of discarding next game. What is happening?
Perhaps there are more useful texts down on the surface.
Can I get ramping spells maybe? Okay, that's very nice. Even Spell Pierce doesn't do it here. Or they have Flare of Denial. Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah, we have we need a way, we need some sort of way of discarding so we can get the shifting woodland online in this deck. And I'm also kind of playing around the Tishana's Tidebinder. I'm kind of afraid of activating this land at the moment. Seems like they also play a Snapcaster Mage from the looks of it. No counters. I kind of wanted them to counter the 6 here. So we could have attacked with the Shifting Woodland. One ring. I guess just grab another Aatroxa? Attack, attack. I mean, might as well, right? Galvanic Discharge. I was gonna keep the land in case we still have 6, but now we don't. Yeah, still very new deck. I think there needs to be a slight adjustments. I do think deck needs a way of discarding spells so that we can activate the shifting woodlands a little bit easier. Since we play 4 copies of it, it's just like, why not have a land that can discard? Endurance seems pretty good from the looks of it. Blood Moon seems awful. Ming Skin Boots seems kind of mediocre because they play a Tishana. I guess the first effect still doesn't the first effect still work? The passive ability of creating a dude. If an ability Planeswalker is countered this way, that permanent loses all abilities. So yeah, I'm not sure if the Ming Skin Boo is. I mean, I guess like they can't counter all of these. I probably should have sideboarded like 1 or 2 copy of Force of Vigor as well. Mistakes were made. How is it possible for a 23 land deck to have a hand like this? Actually upsetting. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the best course of action is. So what's nice is because we didn't play a spell, they probably don't think that we have something like an endurance. which is nice. Arboreal Grazer. I wonder if I should have actually Endurance instead of playing Arboreal Grazer, because technically this doesn't really do anything. Three cars in the yard. This is a surprise. Four cars in the yard. I think I'm gonna fire off Endurance here. I don't want to give them like treasure cruise value or take the time. And if they want to counter this, then fine by me. We can play our 6 or 1 ring. They counter using a counter spell. I'm gonna go with the 1 ring here. Why would they use Mana Drain? Why wouldn't they use Mana Drain over counter spell last turn? Because then you would have like that makes no sense. Right? Maybe they just didn't have a mana sink. They don't have like a treasure cruise in hand. Really the only thing I could see. Okay. We have a creature, artifact, that's it. We don't even have a single land in the graveyard, which is kind of weird. Well, there is that sorcery then. The funny thing is, we can make the land become a 1 ring. Isn't that funny? Oh my god, give me a fetch land. Like, I'm getting upset. I can't even hardcast, like, World's Fine Worm now. Like, I'll even take Kamiya Bamboo Groves. Sneak attack. Okay, so sneak attack does it. Kami does it. Like, there's so many cards that does it here. You're the wrong card. You're supposed to be Kami. So if I had Kami here, right? It makes our Shifting Woodland turned on. And we could, like, get back 1 ring and draw some cards. Or if I play Sneak Attack, that gets countered. Then Shifting Woodland turns on. We put the Atroxa down. Like, there's so many lines here. Okay. Perfect. You're gonna drain. My Shifting Woodland is turned on. That is just so sick. Like, that is so sick. Oh my god, that is so sick. Who plays this? Huh? What? My opponent's entire purpose is to counter abilities? Like, ain't no way. Right? Ain't no way. Okay, this is sick. So, if we can somehow build a deck where we have some cards that can discard our creatures to the graveyard to make our delirium easier, then maybe like this deck actually might have some legs. Besides trying to get the sneak attack down or trying to win with the Blood Moon, right? Also, this is a Modern Horizon 3 card. When you cast a spell, copy it for each time you paid it, its replicate cost. This is like Stifle? No, it says it's not, it's only a triggered ability, not an activated ability, so it's nothing like Stifle. It's significantly worse. What is this for? Like, I'm so confused what this is for. Okay, Shifting Woodland is sick. GG's. Lair of Cultivation. Too bad we don't have anything else to do, though. But it is a creature, sorcery, enchantment. So if we can get, like, a fetch land or some sort, we're kind of good here. Oh, wow. Mirror? Ran out of gas. Uro. So it's a Field of the Dead. Just a normal Field of the Dead deck. The fact that they play Field of the Dead probably means they don't have any lands, right? Okay, it's just double. Okay. Very funny deck. Sneak attack waiting room, perhaps?
Your new look is enchanting.
Okay, so we do have the delirium, so we just need cards in the graveyard. Yeah, as soon as a sneak attack comes in, this game should be over. Very soon. Okay, now that they've done that, are they just dead if I draw a sneak attack? Since they don't have reach anymore? Nope. Well... 12 plus 6? It's not quite fair. We would need to draw a land into Whirlspine Worm. Whirlspine Worm and a land. So I do believe they are dead. I mean, I don't know. This is like so much damage that I don't even really want to count. Wow, they're exactly dead? No way. Okay, it's a bit of a surprise. Okay, Mengxianbu in, Blood Moon's in. I want just a copy of a Force of Vigor. I don't think I want to sideboard too much just for like a Pitting Needle or Flute. Oh, they were exactly dead. Insane. Maybe go down on 1 ring since they have Oko. Yeah, maybe cut the 1 rings. Endurance might be pretty good. Like, I'll have a copy of an Endurance because they play Oko. I mean, not Oko. Uro. Oh, there it is. There it is. What a start. Turn 2 sneak attack down. I wonder if it's actually wise to just put it in, play the sneak attack though. Yeah, I don't know. There's that Oko.
The brambles of truth twirl and curl, choking out lies.
Okay, maybe I place Blood Moon now, and then I'll sneak attack next turn. Since I'll get an immediate value.
Gaze into my face and put on your true
Hey, opponent, you're crazy. That is a dead Oko. Phyrexian Tower. Nice! We do have an Arboreal Grazer, but I think this is not a great hand. Unless the Once Upon a Time can get us a 6. I don't think it's a great hand. I think I'm gonna mulligan. Much better. Mountain. Into a Ragavan. I don't regret not keeping the Tommy there. Right? Okay, so it's a Boros deck that got pretty unlucky apparently. It seems like they have another Galvanic Discharge, which is very unfortunate, by the way. Because they can kill it now with Guide of Souls. Lightning Bolt into a Galvanic Discharge. Okay, I mean, okay, this is fine. I'll take that. And they got a card that they can't play. Wow. Getting rid of Buffelia there. Kinda crazy. Okay. Sneak attack? Or should I just play 6? Let's just sneak attack. Coral Spine Worm. Flare. Instant speed. Let's get another mountain. And an enchantment. Forgot to attack. That's a lot of basics. They're hovering over my basics. Six is a good card. But they're kind of dead. Because of this card. Unless they play, I don't know. They could play like a Swords or something, I don't know. But I mean, they gotta have 2 of them, right? I'm gonna play a Force of Vigor and a Titan. Maybe even 2 Force. I do want 3 copies of Brotherhood's End. Take 2 Worms out and take 2 Once Upon a Time out. That's mulligan. That is a keep. Sure. Force of Vigor not looking too hot with the sand. Same with the Brotherhood's End. Whoa, we didn't get a red mana? Are you kidding me? That is really bad. Holy moly. Okay, we got a slight problem here. We need to draw exactly 2 red mana back to back. Back to back. It might actually be late because of the Galvanic Discharge. Yeah. Yikes. Sneak attack. Might be too late though, honestly. Like, even if we do get a sneak attack down. Do we need more red lands? What is happening from other side? Are they like disconnecting? I guess so. We can play the sneak attack because we have a Boseiju. So even if they like static prison it, we can just Boseiju it. And hopefully we draw like one of our big creatures or the One Ring. Yeah, there's that static prison. Might die though. Okay. Think we are kind of dead, honestly. Looks like they have a lightning bolt. We should be dead. Boom, dead. I mean, we had a pretty bad hand. Yeah, we had a pretty bad hand. Not much you can do. Like, this is a great hand. I like this hand a lot. Ragavan, yep. Ether Hub start is always like kind of meh, honestly. Don't tell me you have... Oh, wow. Just... What an amazing start. Double removals with the Ragavan. Kind of nuts. I must say. I really do not want to use this Brotherhood's End, but... Ugh. This is so bad. I'll use a... Really? That was the next card that I was gonna draw? Gotta be kidding me. My opponent's kind of getting away with their nonsense here. Maybe they'll flood the board and I'll Brotherhood's End. Wait, is that it? So they just have a bunch of removal spells in hand. Well, another game not looking very good. So they just drew that. No, it's like they expected a Brotherhood's End.
What a beautiful day,
Interesting.
brother.
Yeah, they expected a Brotherhood's End. So they decided not to play out their cards on purpose. That's actually very interesting because I actually didn't show Brotherhood's End last game. That's a good card. Fable. I'm kind of hoping they ran out of stuff. How come they never have white mana? Well, now I've given them a white mana here, but... Is it actually Guide of Souls? Maybe it's Guide of Souls. Guide of Souls... I think it has to be a Ajani, because if they have another Ajani... it's bad for me. The opponent with the infinite static prisons. Not sure what to say. Maybe I keep this for another 6. Yeah, honestly, like, opponent playing around my Brotherhood's End might have probably won them the game here. Right? Yeah. GG's. Blood Moon. Should I keep this? It's a nice hand if we can just get 1 mana. Or if we just find the 1 mana creature as well. So like either of them kind of work. So hopefully we see a creature or a land. Any of them work. This deck is fun. I've been really enjoying ramping recently because of Flare-Up Cultivation. Stomping Ground. Nice. Ask and you shall receive. So if we find a land next turn, they could be dead if they shock. If opponent shocks, they might be dead if I draw land. They could be dead here. Who knows? No. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna go with the here. Very unfortunate that we couldn't kill them here. So we set up a Blood Moon, and then we win next turn. Yeah, it looks like it's like a 5-color deck. Yeah, it seems like a 5-color deck.
Let's broaden your existence.
Nice, they are super dead here. Oh, you don't want to see what my other card is? Maybe they had a... I thought it was going to be Solitude. But it seems like it's not. The Blood Moon's in. I want to mix Gembu as well. Man, so many Oko decks today. What's going on? I want to play with 1 ring, but they're making it kind of difficult. I want a copy of a Force of Vigor, just in case. Maybe no Once Upon a Time. That might be a little bit greedy, but whatever. Oh my god. This is so insane. I love this deck. What? I think it's a Spell Pierce, but they could be just bluffing, so I'm not gonna eat that bluff. Why did they shock? Yeah, why did they shock? Super interesting. Why did my opponent shock there? I'm trying to think what it could be. It wasn't Stern Scolding because we played an Arboreal Grazer. Maybe it was Stifle. Oh, it could be Stifle. Oh, yeah, it could be Stifle. Yeah, it could be a Stifle, huh? Funny thing is, Tarmogoyf could have actually killed us 6 there, which is kind of funny. We didn't really mill anything important, to be fair. I do wonder... What am I supposed to do here? My 6 didn't mill anything good. Like, we didn't even mill 1 ring, Minx Gamboo. Feels bad. They're attacking? My opponent insane? Is my opponent insane? Ooh, those are not great mills, I will tell you that much. Yeah, those are not a great mill there. Harbinger of the Sea. Interesting. That does kind of make it awkward, to be fair. Mana Drain. Okay, I did not see that coming at all. Interesting. Mana Drain. It didn't seem like it was a deck with a counter spell and a Harbinger of the Sea, I'll tell you that much. Yeah. Yeah. Really? So surprised. They don't have a green anymore, right? Because they play Harbinger. So they lost the color that was supposed to be good versus an enchantment, right? We just keep the Harbinger around because they messed up, right? Like, that is so ambitious. Playing a Harbinger in this deck? Okay, so played some games. We went 4-2. I think we could have definitely gone 5-1. But after every loss, I did change the deck a bit. Now we have 4 copies of 6 instead of 3 copies of 6. And we also have 2 copies of Phyrexian Scrapyard instead of having more base 6. So the reason for that is because a lot of the times when you ramp from an Arboreal Grazer and Kami, I wanted the deck to at least do something if I didn't cast a Flare of Cultivation. So on turn 2, when I have 3 mana, I want to be able to cast Blood Moon or 6 at all cost. So that's why we see 4 copies of 6 here instead of 3 copies of 6, which is the number I started with. And there were also games where we actually won against a control deck with the Shifting Woodland. If the sneak attack got countered, we copied the sneak attack with the Shifting Woodland, which is hilarious. And then we activate to play some cards from our hand and attack them for a lot of damage. Like, that was insane. And another thing we could have done, which I didn't do because opponent had a bunch of Tishana's Tidebinder, is we could have Shifting Woodland, copied a One Ring, and then drew a card. So I'm not sure how this works exactly. So if a Shifting Woodland, this is a really funny interaction. Shifting Woodland copies the One Ring. One Ring draws you a card, right? At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life for each bird encounter on One Ring. But because Shifting Woodland becomes a land again at the end of the turn, so you don't have that text where you take the damage, but you still keep the bird encounter on the Shifting Woodland. So the following turn, you could technically Shifting Woodland, draw 2 because you already have 1 bird encounter. I think that's a hilarious interaction. Bypassing the life loss from the One Ring. Also, something you could do is you could Shifting Woodland into a Blood Moon if you wanted to on their upkeep, so they can't play cards on their turn. There's so many applications that you could do with the Shifting Woodland in this deck. It's kind of crazy. From my experience, getting the Delirium was actually harder than I thought. So, Kamiya Bamboo Groves is an enchantment and a creature. We have a creature here as well. And we only have 1 set of sorcery and 1 set of instant speed cards. And then you also have an enchantment. And then you have an artifact. And you have a land. I mean, technically, that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 different types. The problem is getting those cards into the graveyard is kind of the hard part here. And that's the reason for this card over here. Phyrexian Scrapyard. So initially, we didn't have this card in the deck. But having played with the Shifting Woodland and how broken this card is in this deck, being able to copy a sneak attack, like you play a sneak attack, they counter it, then you Shifting Woodlands, copy the sneak attack, and then sneak attack. Like, that is just straight up broken. So yeah, I think Phyrexian Scrapyard, after adding it, the deck definitely became better. One thing I will say is the 6 doesn't really synergize very well with the Aatroxa because there's actually like no way of casting this card, which is kind of unfortunate. Like, you could cast the Worldspine Worm, but I mean, I guess, like don't get me wrong, like 6 is a great card, but the fact that you can't cast the Aatroxa here is definitely something that I wish we had the ability to. But I mean, I guess just getting back on the One Ring or sneak attack should be sufficient enough, and you can just draw into another creature, right? And like post sideboard, you could also play 2 copies of Minx and Boo, and 6 can cast it from the graveyard. So just an overall like exceptional card. Like, if it weren't for so many greedy decks at the moment, like there's just so many greedy decks with the insane mana base. Every land that comes into play is non-basic, 4 colors, 5 colors, you name it, right? Like even today, like in this session, we saw like maybe like 3 different decks with like 4 to 5 colors. So like just main deck Blood Moon, just insane. Otherwise, if the meta wasn't so greedy, I would be playing Minx and Boo in this deck because, like, just imagine Razor, Cultivation, drop a land, play Minx and Boo. Like, how insane is that? So yeah, I think the sideboard, maybe like Titan Industry is wrong since we have Force of Vigor already. I can kind of see this deck struggling versus Show and Tell. I do have 3 copies of Disruptor Flute, but maybe we want like 2 more copies of Vexing Bauble as well. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye-bye.